Dynamite. Look at that. Woo! On wood?
Yeah.
Stay with them, Johnny.
We're on the board.
Yes, sir. I'm going to get this line in. I'll hand grab them.
Careful.
Woo! Did that thing sky for you, didn't it?
Come on, stay down, baby.
Nice fish. Woo! You want me to hand grab her?
Yeah, let's work on it.
I got a hook outs and a mouth spreader and a cutter and a pliers.
Oh, Bobby, this feels good.
And that one come flying out of the water too. Dynamite stuff. 40 incher?
I don't know if it's that. Go. Whatever.
Oh yeah, she's 40.
Careful.
Yeah.
She's not hooked very well.
I see that. Now if she goes away, she won't be the first one. Oh yeah, she easy 40.
Nice and easy now. What do you want me to do, Bob?
Just get ready to hit the free spool in case she goes. So I got to work on the hook side. Yeah. This is a gorgeous fish.
It really is. Nice and meaty.
One more and we're out of here.
There you go, about 40.
43.
Yeah.
Nice fish. Nice
Real
fish.
pretty.
That is a gorgeous muskie. Johnny, you did good.
Yeah.
Lake of the Woods muskies, folks, we're fishing out of Wilderness Houseboats out of Morrison, Ontario. Good friend of mine, Dr. John Schneider, is going to teach us why we catch and release giant muskies like this. Right, Johnny?
Yeah, sounds good.
You did a nice one. Here, lay her back. Woo! I got her. Boy, this fish is powerful.
Pass her on up. There we go.
You got her?
Yeah.
Fish has got more spunk than...
Put a pretty good fight, yeah.
Yes, she did. Boy, did she sky off the end of that rock. That was super. That really nice stuff. Let's take a closer look at exactly what we should be looking for as far as signs of a certain period go. There will always be high activity of certain patterns or presentations at any given specific time. However, no matter when the peak occurs, let's remember there are also fringe periods to be aware of. When it comes to spring topwater, let's look at May. In some parts of the Muskie region, anglers can take advantage of the May period. The water temps are still very cold, and there is very little vegetation to harbor shallow water activity for the muskie. Remember, there is also what we call the post-spawn period, and in some parts of the country, this will also add to a lower activity of the female muskie. In June, the surface temps are well into the 60s and in most cases warming fast. This accelerates the muskie's metabolism and creates a need to feed. The muskie will become more and more a shallow water creature. There are also many aquatic plants well on their way to becoming the home for many forage fish and surface creatures. July finds things really starting to pop. The temps are well into the 70s, and there are very apparent migrations from deep to shallow and vice versa. The aquatic plant life is now a forest for all of our finny, feathered, and furry friends. August activity is for the most part equal to July, with one exception. We will be experiencing an algae bloom, and this turns off the angler more than the fish. We'll get into the algae bloom later on. Toward the latter part of August, we find our vegetation starting to die. This process will alter the day part in which we will use the topwater presentation. September, well, things really start to cool off, and so does the muskie action. However, this is the part of that fringe period we spoke of. I have been releasing a good number of fish after September 30th, and a few giants I might add. More on this pattern in future tapes. For now, let's get back to the topwater action with my good friend Dr. John Schneider, Rich Toomey, and Matt Dahl on Lake of the Woods.
There you go.
There we go. That one?
Yeah. Little guy, huh?
Yeah. He's got a little bit of pull to him.
Looks like a northern.
Yeah. Well, he's probably a little harder than one, though.
He likes my bait, too.
He's pulling me around. He's pulling the front end of the boat around.
Don't let him tell you what to do there, Rich.
Well, let's take a look at you.
Oh, that's a muskie.
That's a nice fish.
That's bigger than we
Ooh,
thought
that's a
it
nice
was.
fish, man. This is a nice fish.
That's a nice fish.
We're going to hand grab this one?
Yeah, you want me to get her?
Yeah, you want to grab it?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Well,
Nice.
she was moving the front end of the boat around a little bit. She didn't take it. She took it real soft.
Yeah, that's what it looked like.
I couldn't figure it out what was going on. But it's a lot nicer to hand grab them.
Yeah.
It saves that wear and tear on the net. I'd rather take a chance hand grabbing a fish.
She is really thick.
Can you get your hand underneath the gill?
Yeah.
Get a good hold on her? I'll free spool her when you got her.
Okay.
All right. All right. Ooh, man, that's the way I like to start these trips. Let me get the hook out.
Look at the size. This fish is really thick, Rich.
Huh? Yeah.
This fish is a horse.
Ooh, I like this.
Look at this.
It's a one hook.
One little hook.
That's
One
all I
little
had
pop.
in her. I had to play her easy. Boy, was she pumping. She moved the front end of the boat right around.
Oh, man.
Like that.
I can feel her.
Let me, let's get a tape
Is
on
she,
her.
honey?
Let's get a measurement.
All right.
What kind of fish we got here?
Okay, I got it on top.
44.5 inches.
44.5. Nice way to start, buddy.
44.5. 18-inch girth. 44.5 and 18-inch girth. All right.
Here, let's get her going here, huh? Here, you watch. You take her. Watch it there. She's just quivering.
Okay, I got her. Can you get a shot of that?
Yeah.
Let's get a still shot, and I like to put her back in the water pretty quick here. Well, I'll tell you, this is great. I love this.
Hey, she hit like a little northern there.
Yeah, Matt, how's it not bad for a little northern, huh? But boy, did she just take it slow. She took it real slow.
Okay.
Shoot a pull right in the front. I'm going to start releasing her.
Okay.
Get back in the water here. Working here. Well, I tell you, this is the way to start the trip. What have we been out here? Half an hour?
Half an
Maybe
hour.
45 minutes?
Yeah.
Won't be long, she'll be ready to go.
I move that head a little bit there.
Where's she going?
Johnny, we got a rock, kind of like a slate broken rock falling down below the boat, and we've got a little bit of a weed bay right here. That's the type of thing that I usually look for. How about you?
Yeah, same here. The rocks are good because it gives good structure for the fish. And the weeds, well, they hold the forage. That's where the fish are feeding.
Uh-huh.
And who knows, might pop one.
Well, something else I like about this area, obviously you can't see it from where the camera is right now, but this is a narrowing of the big lake, which means the current that comes through here is actually a pronounced current versus the open lake. And these fish have a tendency to come in here and hold up in, I don't want to say predictable areas, but when the conditions are right, a guy that's got his time in can find them.
Yeah, it all gets down to it. You got to be on the water, and when the fish are right, you're in the right spot, you catch the fish, or at least see the fish.
A spot like this right here, you could hammer a big fish right in here with these weeds and stuff. I like myself, you see where the bald rock is coming down the water and there's obviously weed growth in front of it?
Uh-huh.
I like that.
Yeah. The fish lie in between the rock and the weeds, or?
Both the outside and the inside.
Yeah.
I've had a lot of people in seminars across the country ask me certain questions pertaining to, you know, the lake and the lake's makeup. And one of them is that type of bald rock right there, why I spend so much time on it. Sedimentation can fall and slide right down that with rainwater, very simply, and it makes it all the way to the water's edge so an aquatic vegetation can grow outside there. Makes an excellent food cover source. It's just an absolutely prime place. Whereas the broken up, the rubble rock, that has a tendency to capture the soils before they get down to where they can do any real good.
Sure. And you get trees and stuff up above instead of down in the water.
Right.
That would be a nice platform up there where the weeds are, though. Probably 4 or 5 feet.
Got that.
Get him! Get him! There you go. Doesn't look huge, I don't think, but
It's a nice fish, though.
anything you want me to do? Trim the motor, maybe?
Nah, this one's a long way from the boat.
I assume no net?
No, I don't want to net it.
There you go. Bobby, you're on the board. Careful. Preschool if you have to. There you go. Quality fish.
We're going to lose her right now.
Should we,
Hang on, take my rod. Free spool's pushed. Got it?
Yep. Careful. Here we go. Just talk to me. Another nice, fat Lake of the Woods muskie. Fish outs or anything? Right on your right side if you need it.
I can't, Thank you.
This gets fun after a while.
Oh, gosh, I tell you. Drove it right through her bones.
Mm-hmm. Even for a fish that size, it's got pretty good teeth in her.
Yeah.
And her mouth opens up.
There we go.
Perfectly made predator.
Yeah.
Get a quick measure on it?
Yep, I gotta get a real quick measure on her. You know what we're looking at here? Dang, near a 40-inch fish.
Call it 38.
38 and a half. 38 and a half.
Sounds good. Put that fish back, let her swim away.
Johnny, now, fish like this being caught and fatigued in this kind of conditions really doesn't hurt it, does it?
Not at all.
To release it?
There's been a lot of biology done on catch and release, and it's pretty obvious now that when the fish is taken care of properly, it's in good shape.
Uh-huh.
And they'll even catchable a couple days later.
Now that there was just a burst of energy, huh?
Yeah. She'll be a little sluggish for a few hours, but she'll swim up into the shallows and she'll find a nice cool spot and belly up against something, just sit there, stay out of trouble, and another hour or two, the acids and stuff that build up in her body will be gone.
Lactic acid?
Yeah. And she'll be feeling okay.
Some studies have shown, too, that when they release them, they'll go down to a certain depth and sit there. Here she goes. Get out of here. They'll go down to a certain depth and sit there, won't they, where the oxygen levels are right and the pH levels and the temperature levels are right. We got more fish to go, guys. What do you say? Let's do it. That's my icebreaker. I've only missed 6 or 7 fish. It's about time one ate it. On a green reef hog. Well, that's the second fish on reef hogs now.
Yeah, that color too.
Before we get into why we aren't throwing what some would consider a conventional topwater lure, Let's first discuss the areas we have chosen to fish. Note the vegetation and its location on the flats. The crevice areas trap the wash-in sediment and create good cover. These large areas of bald-faced shorelines are very much overlooked. These areas can extend out over 100 yards from shoreline and often hold more than one fish at a time. They seem to be most productive when they have an irregular rocky bottom, some 50 to 75 yards out from the bald face. As I mentioned earlier, our lure choice was a non-conventional as far as topwater presentations go. We were also forced to cover these flat areas with long casts and a lot of what we call fan casting. Because of the consistent wave action, we were not getting the results from our conventional topwater lures. We therefore changed our lure presentation to reef hogs. These lures allowed our presentation to be more effective with the fish lying in the crevice areas. Let's take another look now at some of the lures that will work in this situation, reef hogs and Poe's Giant Jackpots. The Poe's Giant Jackpot is a new lure to the Poe's line this year. It's an extremely exciting topwater lure. It's a swing-type topwater lure that allows you to work it in extremely rough water conditions. This lure allows you to also cover a lot of water with a lot of action without a lot of lure retrieve speed. This can be very beneficial when you're trying to pull these fish up out of these crevice areas. And the reef hog? Well, it's probably the most famous muskie lure in muskie fishing today. That's right, the reef hog has brought me some of my largest fish, including my 53-inch out of Lake of the Woods. The reef hog, again, is a swing-type lure. It dives. However, working it with short, rigid jabs on the rod tip, you can get the lure to work only about 3 or 4 inches deep. This is the kind of action it took to bring these fish up out of these crevice areas on this particular trip. Johnny, we've been finding them in weeds and rock combinations, right? What we've got here is we've got current coming through, so it's going to narrow, the volume's going to be a little higher, the bait fish should be moving through the currents. We've got weed and rock in this pocket, weed and rock in this pocket, and we've got a little pocket of weed right here. What do you say we slide in? I want to work this around in here.
Yeah. The critical parts, it's a large food shelf, lots of weeds as we'll see as we get up and start casting. Good rocks with good structure, good deep structure off of it.
It's got the 15-foot water we've been looking at.
Yeah.
You know, every time we turn around we've had 15-foot water around us. And underneath here on these X's are going to be reef.
Yeah, rocks and stuff.
Yeah, mixed in it, mixed in it. Let's do it.
Sounds good.
I'm going to go to the new tail walker, if you don't mind.
Yeah, we have to fish surface stuff in here. The weeds are thick.
What we have in here, too, is a situation, John, that an awful lot of anglers fish, and successfully, I might add, but they really don't pay much attention to what's happening. There's a lot of things happening below the surface of this water that we don't understand. Or we understand, but most of the viewers don't understand.
Yeah. It's critical here, Bobby, is you have a large food shelf with lots of weeds producing oxygen. So the forage has plenty of room to come in, feed on all the little zooplankton and the phytoplankton that you see in the water floating. And brings in the little fish, the bigger fish follow in.
I think too, John, what you've also got in here is even early in the morning like this weed's already creating quite an umbrella as far as the light is concerned. Most people come in here and they fish this stuff, you know, moving in, and they're way back there in the back, and they think the fish have been there all night. And that's not really the case. These fish most commonly, as the evening comes on and the oxygen ceases because photosynthesis ceases, move out to the outside edge. And that's where they'll hold up during the night because the oxygen is actually richer. As plants cease to give it off, they take it back.
Yeah, plants use oxygen as much as we do.
That's correct.
But they're making more than they use during the day because of the sun. So at night, when they're no longer making it, they're actually using up a lot of oxygen. So the real shallow spots that are weed choked, by morning time, have very little oxygen left in them.
So as soon as the sun comes up, that whole process of photosynthesis starts over again, and bingo, the fish start to transition back in there.
Yeah.
They will lay in this stuff in the middle of the day.
Oh, yeah.
In the middle of the day.
If you think about it, it's kind of like a forest. You know, if you look at it, the top part of it's real heavy to us. It looks like a weed-choked bay. But underneath, you have lots of room. You have kind of like the tree, you know, trunks going down. There's lots of room in there for the fish, including big fish, to move around in.
So if you can picture trees on a shoreline, that's what you're actually seeing underneath this water.
Yeah, you're seeing all that space, whereas the canopy up on top is real thick, which makes it tough to work the baits, which is why your new prototype bait is such a pleasure to work with. Goes right across the top, stays pretty much weedless.
The tackle company that's going to be coming out with this is, I think, going to be very enlightened. We haven't seen the monster fish on it yet, but we have certainly seen a couple of really nice fish.
Oh yeah. Up, jumping, just right up on their tails, walking.
I'll tell you what this lure really lets you do, John. It lets you come in here and really work it slow, and that is, oh, fish! And that's the key, John.
Come on, Bobby, keep them up. Looks like a pretty good fish.
It's not a bad one.
More points for the board, Bobby.
35?
Yeah.
36?
Keep her down. Let her wear herself out.
Yeah, she's good. I want you to come grab my rod if you would. I'm gonna hand grab her.
Free spooling.
That away, baby. 40 maybe, huh?
Yeah, I think so. Well, high 30s.
Come on, you done?
Yeah, I think she's ready. Again, a nice, fat, healthy Lake of the Woods fish.
Gonna need the hookouts on this one.
There you go. Get a tape measure on her.
Roll your tail down, babe.
There you go.
That's it? 38 1/4.
38 1/4.
Nice little fish.
Pretty fish.
Gorgeous.
Not nearly as what could be in here, though.
Oh, we're gonna get a monster. You watch.
By breakfast, maybe, huh?
You bet it. Come on.
What we're doing right now needs to be said over and over. This type of fish
There she goes.
needs to be released.
Time and time again. That little fish right there is probably what, 8, 9 years old?
Yeah, thereabouts. Long ways from her prime.
She's got a ways to go to be a big one.
Yeah.
Let's swing on up.
That was good.
I feel really good about this. We're going to hit a good fish. Let's swing on up. I want to work these pockets as we go along. What do you think?
Concentrate, make good casts, and keep hitting them.
If we take our time, we'll do a good job of it.
Yeah.
Really.
It's critical. When you look out on the weeds, you have real thick weeds, and then you have pockets.
Yeah.
And a fish like that came out of a pocket.
Certainly did.
Yeah. So you got to make a couple casts, hit it at a few different angles.
You know what I'm going to do?
And see what comes.
While you're still casting there for a minute, John, I'm going to do something that really people don't do enough of. Retie and change leaders. That fish wasn't that big.
Yeah, I noticed that. Put a pretty good kink in it, though.
Kink in the leader, and who knows what the next one will be. It could be the world record. You never know.
Yeah.
I'm shaking. What would happen if I got a big fish?
Yeah. You'd be screaming, Bobby.
Oh, I guess.
38 1/4, Bobby. That was a nice fish. It's important to remember 38 1/4 is a small fish. Needs to be released to get big fish. A lot of us, there's a lot of people fishing muskies nowadays. And you got to release those fish in order to get big fish. Because if we keep taking the 40-inch fish out of the lake, there'll be no 50 or 55-inch fish.
Well, Vic Vercanis over at Artistic Anglers, he made me a graphite reproduction of my 53 and my 53 1/2. And I told Vic, I said, Vic, someday, not that those fish weren't big, but someday I'm going to have a big fish made because we're going to get one.
Got to practice C.P.R.
Catch, photo, and release.
Yeah, my wife is a nurse. She gets the biggest kick out of that. She's always been on me to keep up my C.P.R. certificate.
Is that right?
I tell her now on the weekends, I'm practicing C.P.R. We'll get another one.
Well, I did one thing that's critical, and it's called sharpen my hooks before my next cast and a new leader. So let's go for it, because we got a pig fish coming up. You ever get those mornings you can just feel it, you know?
You can feel it, yep. We're up here, it's about 8:30 now, thereabouts. Breakfast is in a little over a half hour.
Johnny, I'm going to lay one over this deep edge out here. See if they're coming up in there. Those big fish have a tendency to come up just a little bit later than the other fish do.
Yeah, you got to remember, as fishermen, you always got to think about the biological stuff. We have a food chain, photosynthesis starts, the minnows and the forage start to move in, then the bigger fish, following in the forage, and then if we're lucky, real big fish.
Fishermen should pay more attention to what's happening below the surface.
Well, they have to. It'll put more.
Let's take a minute and discuss the prey-predator relationship and, in our opinion, how it affects the muskie's location. Let's first look at the weed growth that we spoke of earlier. Note how the stalks of vegetation flourish and spread out as they reach for the sunlight. In most cases, this creates alleys or avenues that the predators will use just as we use highways. Knowing where these clear alleyways are and presenting your lure within the vicinity could reward the angler with the fish of a lifetime. The bait fish will move in within their element long before the predator will. This allows a harmonious balance within the ecosystem. The large predator is usually the last to appear, but when they do, in most cases they are very serious feeders. Keep in mind, these large predators feed on everything within reason that are naturally swimming in their environment. Ducks, muskrats, mink, baby beavers, frogs, snakes, salamanders, and yes, even bait fish.
There you go, Bob. Big fish, Bobby.
Yeah.
Real big fish. That's a monster.
Yeah, he's taking line.
Look at that.
Yeah, you're gonna need a net.
Take your time, Bobby. I'm gonna get everything out of the way. You want me on the motor at all?
Nope.
That is. How do you get the net out?
Johnny?
Go for it.
Not yet, not yet.
Oh, Bob, that is the biggest fish I've seen. Here we go.
In the net, John, in the net. Woo, woo. John, keep up. Woo. Johnny, another 50 plus. Hang tight, hang tight, hang tight, hang tight. Right, so leave him in the water. Yeah, there you go, he's off. I gotta quit shaking. I gotta quit shaking. This is a pig fish. I don't believe we duplicated last year. This is a monster fish. Let me hit my free spool. I'm just shaking. I'm just shaking.
I'm feeling good.
I'm just shaking.
Take your time, Bobby.
When she ate it, I just thought, oh my God, I'm gonna lose her.
Nice and easy.
Let's go this way, and we're gonna come into the boat. Let me get hook outs are out, so that's fine.
Let's go right over the console here. You stand on that side, I'll stand on this side.
No, here, I'm gonna double net it. Let me double hand it. Watch out, watch out, watch out, watch out. God. This fish is at least 40 pounds. At least 40.
Nice and easy now.
Don't jerk it, don't jerk it. You jerk it, then my hands are in the way. Hang on, hang on, hang on. Hang on.
You hold that side of the net, Bobby. I'll get this side.
Its teeth in there is pretty big. I can't see nothing, John. No, 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 no. See, this has got to come out first.
Like this?
No. I'm just shaking.
Yeah, you need both. There you go. Now you got her. Wait, Bobby. The line's right through the middle. There you go.
This fish is easy 40 pounds. This is an absolute pig fish. This fish right here is 56 inches long. We just measured her in the bottom of the boat, and I gotta put her back.
Release her. Let her go, Bobby. That's a king of the freshwater. Right there. No better. Work her nice and slow.
Oh my gosh, look at this. Look at this. Oh, come on, babe.
Hold her belly up just a little bit, Bob.
Come on, babe.
There you go.
56 inches. Oh.
I thought those fish last year were a fish of a lifetime, Bobby. I think this one outdoes it.
This one does it. Oh, she's starting to get power.
Yeah.
I can feel her. This is an absolute gorgeous fish. Johnny, this is why we put big fish back, right?
Absolutely. Those 40 and 45 inches you put back?
Yeah.
If you keep taking those fish out of the resource, you'll never get another fish this big.
Now, fish this old, I mean, this big has got to be 35, 38 years.
Yeah. Well over 20 years. Well over 20 years. And it's in its prime, too. As the fish gets older, it'll start to lose a little weight and a little girth. But right now, she's at the peak of her life.
Look at this fish, would you?
She's an eating machine.
Look at that.
She's in good
I'll tell
shape,
you, we
too.
stuck 2 40-pounders last year. This fish right here is pushing 50 pounds. There's no doubt in my mind at all.
No, it's real close. 56 inches and a 25-inch girth.
25 and a half.
We'll have to measure that one up when we're back at breakfast. And this is before breakfast. 2 fish before breakfast.
Come on, babe. I want you to swim. Get going. It'll take her a couple of minutes.
She's sitting up pretty straight, so she'll be okay.
Okay.
Just nice and easy.
I'm just gonna, she's not gonna dart away like the little fish. So I'm just gonna let her go. Okay, what do you think?
Just send her off in the right direction.
Yeah.
Just let her swim. She'll be okay. Yeah, there she is. You get the idea. She's okay.
Folks, I'm telling you, that is a monster fish right there you're looking at. I want her to swim. She's breathing fine. She just went through a pretty good trauma here.
Well, it's not often she's been on a hook and a line.
Oh, I don't know what to say. This is great. This really is. This is absolutely great. When she ate that thing out there, I just went, oh no!
As soon as I saw it, I knew it was just a monster.
Oh. Okay, she's really starting to come around.
Yeah, she's in a safe spot too. The plant and stuff will be putting out a lot of oxygen. Once she gets a little bit of steam, she'll go down, get in cooler water, lots of oxygen.
Isn't that great?
She'll
Hey, Mark.
be sitting pretty.
Johnny, whoa!
I gotta shake his hand.
Hey, folks, it's been a pleasure to fish with John Schneider, Dr. John Schneider, and it's been a pleasure to have you folks watch us take. Oh, this got to be, that's the biggest fish of my life. 56 inches, 25.5-inch girth. Listen, thanks for watching Thunder on the Water. We'll catch you folks right here next week when we take you fishing someplace else in God's green country for a trophy fish like that. Johnny, I don't know what to say. This is it. This is really it. Let's see if she'll swim.
Scream a little bit more. That would be fun. Just work her back and forth, Bobby.
Oh, this is a pig.
That's the biggest fish I've seen, Bobby.
Johnny, this fish is 40 plus. Easy.
Oh, it's got to be bigger than that.
That's it. That's the moves I wanted.
Let's see, baby.
Touched a 50 pounder there, Johnny.
That's right. That's what I wanted to do. Look at this. That's about what we saw that night.
Yeah, yeah.
She's okay.
Great. She's gone. She's perfect. Oh, dynamite. I don't know how to... Oh, it's 9 o'clock. It's breakfast time.
Breakfast time. It's showtime.
It's Ron and Google's time.
Hey, I'm going to go have a beer at 9 o'clock. I don't believe it.
Oh, thank you, God. Oh, 56 inches. I'm going to take this opportunity to introduce you to a few people. You notice the last name? Well, his first name is Mike, my brother, and he's quite a musky fisherman. He'll be fishing with Matt Dahl, one of our pro staff members, and Matt's quite a fisherman as well. Jerry Schneider will be coming up from St. Paul, Minnesota. Jerry's been snake bit on the woods, but he's still good. He'll be fishing with Brian Mitchell, a buddy of his that's yet to take his first muskie. Rich Toomey, our pro staff member and quite a rider, will be up here trying to show us a few tricks for topwaters. Mike Giefer, well, he's got a knack for catching just about anything from salmon to muskies. And coming to us from northern Wisconsin will be Duke Verkeilen. He's our rep in the northern Wisconsin area, and he'll be fishing with a good friend and a pro staff member, Dan Sharba. And fishing with me, Bob Mehsikomer, today will be a good friend of mine, Paul Dubois. Paul's been muskie fishing for a number of years, comes right off the WPMA Pro Circuit. Let's see what we've got to teach you about topwater monsters.
Boy, she's barely hooked. You want me to scoop her up, or?
No, we'll hand grab her.
All right.
Woo! What a way to start a morning, huh? Come over here, big baby.
Well, we know if topwater works, huh?
Oh, did she eat that thing? Good Lord.
She got a clip on her.
Yeah, she's been tagged. Come on. We got a little mess here now.
You need any tools there? Oh, she's all wrapped up.
Yeah, I'm going to come in the boat with her. Pliers are handy. There you go, thank you. She jumps. There we go. Come on out of there. Not bad start on a topwater bait. Let's get her back. Whoa. Come here, babe. There we go.
She didn't know she was free yet, huh?
Yeah. Quite the fight.
Boy, she's sky.
Yeah, her first time up was nuts. Tagged by Larry Anderson, P.O. Oak Island, Minnesota, 56741. Tag number is 617. Let's jot him a little note, tell him we caught his fish.
There she
goes. Nice to see tagging operations like that where people are tracking them. Should be all right. Whew. Boy, that a way to do it, huh?
Nice job.
That a way. Start the morning like that. Can't believe this. This is absolutely fantastic. This is the kind of morning big fish are made of. Come on, big fish. You just like to see one about 50 plus inches just eat this thing? I suppose not. You'd rather see me eat your bucktail, right?
Yeah, I think the look a little nicer on the back of a bucktail.
Well, I'm a couple up on you now, Paul. You got some catching up to do.
This weather the way it is, it could happen real quick, though.
Oh, no kidding.
You'd be down by a couple before you know it.
Water is really dark. Tough to see down in there. Uh-oh, uh-oh.
There you go.
Missed him.
Oh, man. Did you see her come right up on it?
Big fish.
And she's still on it.
During this segment, we will discuss the small, point and rocky areas that dot the shorelines of many musky lakes. You will note that not only are we looking for exposed rocky structures with water areas completely around them, we are also looking for an additional element, spike rushes or bulrushes as some anglers call them. These rushy areas usually denote the presence of sand, and the sandy areas will usually be void of most other aquatic plant life. Muskies love to inhabit these sparse, covered ambush areas during low light periods. It is also important to realize during these low light periods, the muskie becomes a true roamer and will travel great distances during these periods. It is also important to note Our choices were also close to deep water, giving big fish easy access. You just know this could happen anytime.
Yeah, in this type of area you're talking about, you kind of like to look for them out in kind of in the central part of the lake. Not way back in the bay so much, I don't think, because you can get the fish that are traveling to different parts of the lakes will stop.
Yep.
Work it for a while and move on.
Yep. You know, one of the most asked questions with us when we do sport shows and seminars and what have you is, are muskies really territorial? I don't know that a muskie is as territorial as an area is at holding bait fish and therefore holding muskie. It may not be the same fish all the time, but if an area has the conditions that it takes to hold fish, as like you say, as they go in and out, that's the place they stop. That's the place they hold up. They come in to feed whatever. You know, it could be a break with walleye on it. It could be a sucker area. It's hard to say what's there. But all the conditions have to be right to be those classic spots.
Especially if you're looking for a real big fish.
And that's what we're looking for. 40-inch class fish, they're fun. God, they're a lot of fun. One of our goals here on Thunder on the Water is to put back a 40 or 50 pounder.
Wouldn't that be something?
Well, we had that one last year while we were doing a show. We had that fish up 11 times and she would have broke 45 pounds, but we couldn't get her to hit. And so often is the case, you know, with big fish.
They do a lot of looking, huh?
Yeah, they do. They didn't get big by being stupid.
Nope.
You know, falling for the first lure that comes floating by their nose. And the conditions are right, she'll fall to a lure. Hopefully it's somebody that respects the fish well enough to catch it, have, you know, fun with it and put her back.
Yeah, that's what it's all about, though. Catch and release. I mean, if you're in it for food, you're...
Wrong
It's a pretty expensive meal.
Yeah, wrong species. Countless hours, you know, a guy can put in to catch a fish. I think we're going to lose our overcast here. I don't think I exactly care for what's happening. I see the sun trying to tweak through. It could bake on off and foul up an absolutely perfect morning for us. We sure started off with a bang, though.
Ooh, you were hot this morning.
7 fish we had up in 2 hours. Unbelievable. Should probably let our viewers know that we had an actual heavy downcast. Just rain just poured on us this morning. And in areas very typical to what we're fishing here, we had fish, 30-pound class fish, a 20-pound class fish, fish that we just can't shoot because of the weather. You just can't shoot them. And unfortunately, that's when those big fish most often crawl. So we're going to do our darndest here to get one of them to just smash a bait and have a little fun. Some big rocks down here. Look at them. Ooh, big rocks.
But you'd have a fun time dragging them out of there.
Oh yeah, no kidding. got a hunch it'd be Airborne City, though.
There you go. Hey.
Big fish.
That's a hog. That is a hog. Woo! You need me to do anything, Bob?
Yeah, net. It's 40 pounds. Okay, don't try to lift him. Don't try to lift him. Folks, that's a 40-pound muskie. Guys, I gotta get off the rocks. Going off the rocks. Let me get out. We're gonna go toward deep water,
let's
okay?
go out a little bit, Bob.
Settle down. We own her.
Oh.
We own her. That's 40 pounds.
Is that thing a pig?
On a topwater bait. Just hang on to her. Hang on to her. She's unhooked now.
Yeah.
Okay? I want to get out away from the rocks.
Maybe we should get her out of this net before she gets tangled up again.
Ooh, don't lift her, Paul. I'm coming back. Hold on, don't lift her. I'm coming.
Hit. Oh, man.
40 pounder, folks. This is a 40-pound fish. Let's see how we can do this.
There you go, baby. Come on.
That fish is absolutely huge. Nothing wrong with her at all.
Come on, baby. You're doing good.
Yes, my baby doll. Come on. Come on, sweetheart. No, she's fine. She got power in her tail.
Yeah, she's gonna make it.
Just want to support her for a minute. I don't want her to. Okay. Yeah, good girl.
Man, oh man, is that thing a tank.
That's it. She's saying goodbye. Let's follow her for a little while. On this absolutely magnificent 53.5-inch, 40-pound class muskie, Paul and I were fishing an area very similar to the last area we described, with one exception. The reefs were submerged about 10 feet deep, and there was no apparent vegetation. These are excellent holding areas for fish in their daily transition, and as you can see, they also use them for feeding areas. You'll notice some of the water we're going to fish today is classic musky water. How about bold rocks off of points? How about rebel shorelines integrated with weeds and cabbage beds? If that's not good enough for you, how about those infamous backwater bays? Things like this. Watch. Deep, shallow, extending way back. These are the kind of places that hold monster fish. And let's face it, they're not fished the way most people should. If that doesn't key you in, how about this classic structure? This type of bold rock situation may only hold one fish, but it could very well be the fish of a lifetime. That huge, huge fish. Hi and welcome to today's show. Fishing with me today is Adolf Schneider from La Crosse, Wisconsin, and we're up here at beautiful Eagle Lake in Ontario. We're fishing out of Century Lodge down in the Osborne Bay area of Eagle Lake. It's a very shallow portion of the lake. It's dark water. Primarily we're going to be throwing topwater baits, some spinner baits, and possibly some spoons. So why don't you stay tuned. We'll be right back with Osborne Bay muskie and pike action here at Eagle Lake, Ontario. Gorgeous bird, though, isn't he? Here he comes, here he comes. Can you believe that bird? Come down and try to take the lure. Although the osprey falls into the category of both Reiner's pets and near the top of its own ecosystem, so does the next little entity we have to show you. An absolutely gorgeous 3.5-inch muskie in the wild. Folks, look at this. Although this fish is only a few weeks old, its feeding habits are already finely tuned. Fish like this have a tendency to turn anglers crazy. Here are some of Reiner's pets that did just that. What do you think about that, folks? And another one gets away. Or how about that evening when the lake laid down perfect and this took place? Look at the wave. Is this your 52-incher? I hope not. Another miss. Or how about that morning you got up and everything was absolutely perfect, knowing this was the last time you had a chance to do it. You chose the right lure, you even chose the right bait. Chances are you might have chose even the right weed bed. You placed the lure in the position it should be, set your bait in motion, and this type of thing takes place. How many times have you waited for that thing to come up and eat it? Is this the cast? Is this your 50-incher? There she is. Take it, come on, take it. Look, she's got it. Ooh. Do we own her? Maybe this is the mistake we all make. We own her before we really own her. Oh, this one's hooked. We got her. She's doing it right. She's going down. This is our fish. We're going back to the camp with stories this time, folks. This is a dandy. We still got her. She's ours. Oh, she's gone. Back here in the rice, back off the main lake and some bays back here. We talked about it in the cabin, about maybe these fish crawling back up in this rice, in this thick rice. Let's see if they're in here. They just have no fear of going shallow in here whatsoever. And we didn't have any fear either. We had to take one of these pets out of Reiner's system. Ooh, there she is. We got her. This one's ours, folks. Look at this. A giant northern pike came up and took our topwater. This is the kind of thing that really makes trips worthwhile. That big fish, the big strike, the big hit, it's all part of the game. Look at this fish tear line through this weeds. This is what it's all about. I'm telling you, this is the key factor in fishing. Look at the size of this fish coming up. It's mine. It is mine. Beautiful fish. Ah, another pet. See him take a shot at it?
Yeah.
Little snake. Boiled?
Northern. There's muskie. There's the one from last night. Oh, nice northern.
Yeah, it is a big northern, isn't it?
Oh, man.
She's green, really green.
Really a nice northern. It's one of the bigger ones I saw in Eagle Lake. What do you think it goes?
Maybe,
Huh?
maybe 12?
Oh, bigger than that. I bet she's 17 pounds.
Think so?
Yep. A lot of power. Look up. Look at, well, maybe not. Nice fat one. Big head on it. A lot of power, isn't it?
Yeah, a lot of it. Okay. See if I can grab her.
She's 15 pounds anyway.
Yeah, she'll go that.
Nice.
Oh, it's fun on a topwater. I thought I had that muskie.
Oh, I did too. Think
Yeah.
how that muskie's gonna slap that topwater, huh?
Yeah, I thought I had that muskie.
Yes. A lot of excitement, isn't it?
Oh, unbelievable. Nothing wrong with that, huh?
No.
There you go. Eagle Lake Northern Pike. If you like them, come fishing right alongside with the muskies, right?
Right.
There you go, big baby. She swims away. Woo! What can I tell you, Adolph? That isn't that muskie we saw in here, but it's a nice fish.
Oh, yeah. That's
It's a nice fish. Hi everybody, Bob Mehsikomer here for Chasing the Magic, and yes, you caught us in the studio putting together yet another edition of Chasing the Magic's videotape series. We hope the episode you just viewed was both educational and enjoyable. We also invite you to seek out more of the titles of Chasing the Magic's videotape series, such as Fishing for Big Narrows Muskies, Fishing for White Bass, Fishing for Smallmouth Bass, Fishing for Walleyes, Fishing for Muskie, and fishing for northern pike. If you have any suggestions on what you'd like to see on Chasing the Magic's videotape series, please feel free to write us at Simply Fishing, P.O. Box 33, Hugo, Minnesota 55038. Or if you'd just like to stay in touch with what's going on, know who's doing what, where it's being done, and what lures are being thrown, ask to receive the subscription to Simply Fishing Express and receive articles on brook trout in Manitoba, crappies on Lake of the Woods, muskies throughout the Muskie region, and yes, we even get down south for the tarpon. 12 exciting issues a year. And please remember one thing, practice C.P.R, catch, photo, and release. The future of fishing depends upon it.